So in my video, we are going to look at significant figures. So when we talk about significant figures, we are talking about important numbers, just important numbers. So you need to remember that, non-zero digits are actually significant. For example, if I do have 157, how many significant figures are there? You can actually, try to attempt. It simply means that there are 3 significant figures, 1, 2, 3. What about in the number such as, 48? How many significant figures are there? It simply means that there are 3 significant figures. What about in the number maybe 4,215? How many significant figures are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 significant, figures. Now suppose you are dealing with a number that looks like this. For example, 403. How many significant figures are there? How many significant figures are there? Of course, if you find that there's a 0 between non-zero digits, it simply means that this 0 is actually significant if it is found between non-zero digits. So it simply means there are 1, 2, 3 significant figures. Suppose you have a number such as maybe 4, maybe let me say 2009. How many significant figures are there? There are actually 4. What about if I have a number such as 20,090? Then how many significant figures are there? Well, you need to remember that if at all the 0 is at the end of a whole number, it simply means that that 0 is not considered significant or important. But if the zeros are in between non-zero digits, then they are considered to be significant. So this one here is actually not considered significant. So the 1, 2, 3, there are only 4 significant figures that you have there. So that is what you need to remember. All right. So I can also give you another value there and tell me how many significant figures are there in actually 7,000. Of course, the zeros at the end of a non-zero are not significant. So it simply means there's only 1 significant figure. Suppose I had 700, how many significant figures are there? It is simply, 1, because the zeros at the end of a whole number are actually not significant. But of course, if at all the zeros are actually in front of a decimal number, for example, you have maybe 800.0, it simply means that these zeros, let me just say you have got 800.0, it simply means that these zeros are actually going to be considered as being significant. So in this case, it simply means that you have got 3 significant figures. Suppose it was maybe 800.0. How many significant figures are there? It simply means even that 0 is now going to become significant. So it simply means that you have got 1, 2, 3, 4 significant figures. So that is what you need to remember. All right. What about if maybe you have how many significant figures are there? You can go and actually try it out. How many significant are there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because even the zeros, as long as there's a decimal point, the zeros also at the end will be counted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 significant figures. What about if you have a number like 0.0153? Well, these are simply called as being, leading zeros. These are trailing zeros. These are leading zeros. So the zeros, in front, the leading zeros are not actually significant. So the number of significant figures there will simply be 3. Let's try to put up some more and try to see. Suppose you have maybe a number 0.000, maybe you have 203, then 00. How many significant figures are there? Of course, the zeros in front of a decimal number, these ones in this case, because there's no non-zero digit, it simply means these are not significant. So that is what we mean. So the leading zeros are not significant, but the trailing zeros become significant. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 significant figures. Suppose you had another one, 0 point, maybe 0, 1, maybe 0, 4, 0, 0, maybe 9, 0. In this case, remember the zeros in front of a decimal number are not significant, but if the 0 is between a non-zero digit and at the end in a decimal number, they are considered significant. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 significant figures.